social media platforms and any kind of gadget that you are holding on right now are actually essential for our life, and I believe that not less all of you actually think that you cannot live without them. So it has brought a lot of attention recently to use them as a platform for selling products and services as well, especially during the pandemic era. So therefore, to cope with everyone's interest on understanding a career in this field, we have invited the 3 speakers who have been successful in building career path in digital marketing, building a new business for a digital marketing platform, and also help to build a platform for people who want to start a business in Taiwan and around Asia. Before that, I would like to introduce a little bit of our speakers. So our first speaker is Mr. Michael Widyawardana, who may stand up or say hi a little bit. Our second speaker is Mr. Alex Ma. And our third speaker is Mr. Willy. Okay, so let's start with our first speaker. So our first speaker, he's actually have been living for a couple years in Taiwan, like most of us here. And he has been successfully developing his career as a digital marketing consultant by helping various streamline customer acquisition online and as well as in social media platforms. And like most of us, he's also Indonesian. So I think we should learn a lot of tips and tricks on how to become a very successful person in building his career in Taiwan. So please welcome Mr. Michael Widyawardana.
My name is Michael, so let's start the presentation. So, job or startup? In my case, why not both? Okay, so there's a disclaimer here. It's based on my personal observation and opinion. It's a personal bias because it's coming from my experience. So it's not necessarily applicable to our situation, but I hope you guys can learn from my presentation today. So, almost half of my life, I've been living in 7 different countries, including Indonesia. Trying to be being a digital nomad, but okay, why? Okay, I tried to be a digital nomad before, but it failed because while we are Indonesian, we are Southeast Asian. What we need to stay in other countries is a visa. We have a weakest passport in the world, so we cannot be a digital nomad. That's quite hard. So I graduated from East London in business management, and I hold MBA from Chinese Cultural University in Yangmingshan. That's why I live in Taipei right now. And right now I'm working as a social media and paid marketing specialist in Index. Everyone know Index, right? 18 years company, but before I came, actually the social media is quite sucks. Yes, the social media is quite sucks. After I came here, in my first 6 months, the online sales increased to 330%. Yes, 6 months. And sorry guys. And followers, something like that, increased from 60,000 to 140,000. And now it's keep increasing. And while I'm working in this company, I'm also building my own digital marketing agency here in Taiwan. And then I will, sorry. So the choice, after you graduate or quit from a company, what you will do next? 99% people actually only have 2 choices. Anyone know what's that? Either you start working in another company, or you create your own company. You cannot live by this choice, because why 99% of this population in this world must working to be able to survive. So who's the 1%? Maybe you guys hear this from 10 years ago. 1%. Who's the 1%? 1% people is the one actually control the flow of the money in the world. And anyone 1% in this room? No, right? We are the 99%. Okay, so why Taiwan? Why I choose Taiwan? Taiwan salary is 300% higher than in Indonesia. Anyone know the Jakarta minimum salary for fresh graduate right now? 4 million to 5 million, right? It's like 9,000 to 10,000 NT. So what's the minimum salary in Taipei? 28 to 36, depending on what your field. 300%. So, and then maybe someone will say, what, the Taiwan cost is quite expensive. If I said the Taipei cost and Indonesia cost is quite similar, anyone agree with that? Anyone who live in Jakarta?
Yes.
Yes, because the difference only 20-30%.
No.
But if
Very
no, if you're living on the
No, I live in Jakarta.
you live in Jakarta.
And I live only like in half of this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean like in Taiwan it's like double or triple.
Double or triple? Okay, I will take that for opinion. Yeah. Actually, it's 30 and 40% than Taipei. But if you actually living cost is your choice. Do you cook by yourself? If in Jakarta versus in Taipei, you can press the cost, guys. You can press the cost. Anyone can live in Taipei for 3,000 a month, 3,000 NT a month for food. I don't talk about rent. Anyone can? Yes.
Possible.
Yes, in Indonesia you also can. Right? But if you have 300% salary, 3 times more, can you save a lot of money? That's the question. Will you save a lot of money for investment? In Indonesia, you get only 10,000 NT. For living costs, you spend maybe 5,000. You only have 5,000 left. In Taiwan, you have 30,000, for example. You spend 1,000 of it every month. 15,000, you still got 15,000. You use that for investment to buy stocks or anything. 5,000 versus 15,000, how many stocks you can buy? That's comparable. That's for my opinion. Right? So the people, take a look at the both country right now who have 1 million corona cases. Yes, the discipline, you can see. It's like a lot of toxicity in our country right now. Everyone can, I don't want to talk about politics, but that's the people. You can judge the people in our country versus in this country. And the tax regulation. If you have friends that are actually working in here, they will say the Taiwan tax is actually quite good. So if you are working or create your business, just pay your tax. Because everything in Taiwan is actually quite cheaper for tax regulation, something like that. Then, as Indonesian, what we need to be able to stay in this country, of course, visa. Yes, we need visa. Well, we have two kind of visa here. As white collar or employee like me, I use that visa to stay in this country. Or the second one, visa as entrepreneur. So I will explain the visa. As entrepreneur, first year, you must get a company, right, with 500,000 capital. It's that expensive. If you have that money, you can create entrepreneur visa for yourself. You can stay in this country as entrepreneur. But the second year, if you want to renew that visa, the capital needs to be 3 million. Yes, if you can't, you lose your visa, entrepreneur visa. But how about if you have co-founder or team? I forgot, maybe 5 or 10 million, I forgot. But this is so depressing, right? So depressing. As white collar, you only need one company that can actually provide you with working permit and visa. You can stay here as long as you are not fired. Okay. In my case, entrepreneur or working, why not both? So living in Taiwan as white collar worker, having a salary, of course, I can save my money, I can invest it, I can experiment, I can experience, and then I can increase my personal growth and then repeat. And then while I'm doing that, I'm also building up my own company. But if you want to do something like this, check your rule and regulation with your HR, because some company don't like if the employee have the conflict of interest with the company itself. So be wise on spending your time. What's that? So everyone who work in company in Taiwan mostly work 9 to 6. And then what happened after working 6 to 12? What do you use that time for? Watching on Netflix or building your company. That's your choice. And weekends, something like that. So 10 minutes more. Okay, it's not enough, I think. Story time. Whatever if you do not love your job, but you need visa money to start to survive in Taiwan. Yes, this is actually the quiet part because you know what? 7 days I came to this country. I already looking for a job because I don't want to spend my saving money in Indonesia to pay tuition fee. Anyone can guess what is my first job in Taiwan? Anyone can guess? Come on, guys. I'm being alone here. No one speak to me.
Waiter.
Huh?
Waiter.
Yeah, most people in Taiwan go waiter, right? No, I'm not working in a restaurant. I'm working in a salon, hair salon. Cannot expect that, right? Because I cannot speak Chinese. And then I go to NTUISA and then, guys, do you have a job? I don't have a working permit yet because I just 7 days came in Taiwan. Oh, I have. What is that? Salon. Hair salon. You know, I go to that salon and then imagine me washing your hair. Yes, from a salon. Now I'm working in white collar permit working here in Taiwan. Imagine that. But I don't want to work in that salon only less than two months. Because I already have working permit, I can work as a waiter and I can need any job. So, between my time study, I also work in, I actually have 4 different jobs from 3 different companies. Actually work in the workdays because I'm a master degree only have a 9-hour study, but the rest is free. I'm working in 3 different companies, seriously, 3 different companies. At night, I'm working at a restaurant. So after I off work for the company, I sleep for 1 hour. I work at a restaurant at 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, yes. 3 in the morning, 4 o'clock sleep, 4 a.m. Woke up again at 8, I go to the office or class. I'm doing that for 3 years. 3 years. Don't ask me my salary from 4 different places is higher than a factory worker. Yes. My classmates, every summer, they went to a factory for work. For what? I have 4 different jobs. 4 different jobs. Part-time job. 4 different companies. I'm building my experience. That's why. And then what is the experiment? In this, between 5 years, I manage some company social media, especially media buying ads, Facebook ads, Google ads. You know how much I spend? 6 million NT, not my money for experiment. The company got a result. I don't spend my money for experiment. If it fails, I don't lose 6 million NT. That's the difference between. But that's why I chose both. I chose the big company. I chose the company that did digital marketing. I use the budget to experiment. Simple as that. If I doing my company at the first stage and I doing the experiment right. If I use 5 million NT, I fail. I lose my money. But in this case, no. I use every company budget to doing my experiments. But luckily the experiment doing good. And then I use all of it for my own personal growth. So work and life balance is actually bullshit. Actually there is only work time and me time. So what is me time? If you love your work and passionate about it, it's actually a me time, guys. It becomes part of your life, your work. It's your me time. Except if you don't like your job, that's a miserable, that's not me time, that's work time. So choose what you love, choose what you're passionate and your work. So this important question actually, do you really make it happen or not? That's only the question. Because a lot of people doing a procrastinating, right? I'll do it later, I'll do it later. The question is, you want to make it really happen or not? That's it. It's back on yourself. So the mindset, this is actually mindset, I will share it with you guys. Capital, to build a company, you need capital. Most people know capital as money. money only. But in my case, I have 4 factors: money, knowledge, network, and influence. Okay, I'm a rich person. I have money. I don't have knowledge. What I do? Every rich person, of course, have a network and influence. And then I use that money to hire people into the company. So I have these 4. I have capital, right? But in my case, I don't have money. What I do, but I confidence my knowledge, my expertise, my skill. I use that to networking. For networking, I got a lot of people. I know a lot of people. And then I use that for influencing. I got clients, introduce to other clients, I influence them to know my knowledge. And then I ask you, if you have knowledge, network, and influence, will the money come? I ask you guys, will the money come? If you have 3 of these, will the money come? Answer is yes. And then what? I have the capital from 0. What happens if I don't have knowledge? I don't have knowledge, I don't have network and influence. Internet is free, you can learn anything. Get some skills, something like that. So, a story about one of my best friends. Actually, it's my mentor. I have this story, it's quite amazing actually. He graduated from I forgot the university actually in China, MBA degree, back to Indonesia, become a translator in one company. And then after 8 months, he became project manager. How come? From translator, become a project manager. So, the company is a Chinese company, they cannot speak Indonesian. Translator job is so easy, guys. If there is a meeting, meet some guests, he translates for the boss. But if they don't have meeting, he only translates some documents. So it's a lot of free time. A lot of people love being a translator. Oh, I love working in that company because a lot of free time. I can doing nothing and the boss will pay me. A lot of people have that mind for that concept. I working so relaxed, and that's wrong. But my friend here, my mentor here, what he did, he translator, but he got the MBA degree. He went to another co-workers, hey, what are you doing? Can I help you? And then, if you're a worker in a company, person come to offer a help, you usually happy. Oh, my work become easy because someone to do it for me. And then, he doing that for some co-workers. Until someday, a few months later, the boss asks, for example, the name of the co-worker is A. Hey A, where is the task I gave you? My friend name is Steve. Steve doing it. And then the boss go to B, C, D. The answer is C. The boss is thinking, why the hell a translator doing your job? Seriously, that happened. And there's a moment. Actually, he went to the warehouse of that company. There's a lot of box. The Steve took it and opened it. Actually, it's a tax letter from the Indonesia country. Because of the employee like that and the boss cannot speak Indonesian, the tax reminder just put in the box and put on the warehouse. But what Stephen did, Stephen take all of those letters, put in his table. He tried to check. Oh my God, the fee, the amount is really big, and it's like ₱1 trillion. The fee for paying that tax. If the company not pay, will get that fine, ₱1 trillion. So what Stephen did, he bring that case. He went to 3 different law firms, and then he auctioned that case. Hey, my company have this case. Anyone buy this case? Seriously, without the boss knowing that, he auctioned that case to 3 different law firms. He got few $100 million from that lawyer, that firm, and then, okay, you win the auction, come to my office. I introduce you to my boss. And then he explained everything. Boss, if you don't pay this fine, blah, 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 your company can be closed, something like that. And then what happened? He got the money like, I forgot, it's like ₱700 million from the lawyer only. And then the boss, after he finished of this, okay, start that month, next month, you become the project manager of this company. From a translator. And then what happened after that? He invited me, hey Mike, come to Jakarta right now. For what? I'm getting married, seriously. That's the reason. Why the hell are you getting married? Where do you get money from? From the lawyers. From the lawyers. So smart. So, what I can tell you about this, I always look for opportunity. If your coworker cannot do his job, just help him. At least you increase your experience. Don't do like relax on the office and that. Because if you try and change yourself, try hard, you will become ordinary people. Just working in the office, go home, Netflix. Tomorrow morning, office, go home next week. Tomorrow morning, office, go home next week. And that's repeat until what? Yes, that happened with a lot of people. Because we are in the system, guys. Try break out the system. Try make a change, make a noise. Thank you.
So, do you want to watch Netflix or spend your time building a business? Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Michael, it's been a very awesome talk. So, before the next speaker, I would like to ask some simple questions and you can just nod or shake your head. So, do you guys like to travel? I don't see any hands here. Okay. Do you guys like to use social media? Okay, thank you. So our second speaker, he has been in the travel industry for years and learned the idea of word of mouth along with his career. So he decided to bring his experience to create his own business. It is an automated travel KOL marketing platform he named as Day One. It seems like his passion and experience could build up together, guys. So I think we should find out how to work on them together by welcoming Mr. Alex Mon to the stage.
My name is Alex, and this is a little bit about my story here as like an entrepreneur. So right now I'm the founder of Day One. It's influencer marketing platform, international influencer marketing platform, not really only for travel, but also for international trade and international e-commerce. Okay, and I've been entrepreneuring since I was in university. I was a dropout in university. You see later, and yeah, so that's basically the whole thing. Like being entrepreneurial, like 4 to 5 companies here. So I'm also from foreign, yeah, not Indonesia. Do you know the word here? Football, like in South America. That's Brazil, right? That's Argentina. That's Uruguay. Okay, I'm from Uruguay. Okay, so Uruguay is so far away that basically you dig a hole here. You come out the other side, and that's Uruguay. Yeah, it takes you like 36 hours by plane, or 38 hours by plane, like half the globe to go there. So I came to Taiwan because my father he wanted me to learn Chinese. I don't know why, so he sent me here. Yeah, and then I went to this high school. Maybe some of you are very familiar with this one. National Overseas Students High School Experience, whatever high school. It's in Banqiao. It's a high school for foreign students. Yeah, and I studied there 1 year. And then after that, I went to Tankang University, the one university which is in Danshui. 有去过淡水老街, yeah. And they always like all night mahjong. Yeah. So I didn't really like the life in university. So well, I started doing like small businesses when I was in university. First business in 2009. I did like e-commerce stuff. Yeah. Some jelly tastes horrible. I sold like 500, and then I stopped the business. Okay. And then I started doing the little stand in Shilling night market. You know Shilling night market? The night market that's right now it's like empty. It's in Shilling, yeah. And that's illegal. Yeah. If they catch you doing this, you have to be fined like 3,000, and you lost everything you did that day. Yeah. So I was selling like cookies and ice cream, stuff like that. I did myself, just for fun. I did it for a summer over there. But doing that, like Michael said, you began to experience and experiment, like some of the business models, like from very simple ones, right, like this, and then you gain, like you experience the freedom of doing business. And then our second business. One day I went backpacking to Korea, South Korea, not North Korea. Okay. And then I went with my girlfriend, right? Anyone here went to South Korea? So South Korea is a very bad experience to go if you are a boy, okay? Because you are usually like she's buying and you are just there just take the stuff, right? And the shopping mall are 24 hours, horrible, yeah. So in that experience in Korea, I went to a hostel, like a small hostel, a very dirty small hostel, cheap one also. And I saw that they were doing good business, very good one. So they have a lot of foreign customers there. So after that, when I came back, I told some of our friends in the university, what about if we start a hostel? So they were thinking about that. So we made a plan. I went to a hostel to work for like 3 to 6 months. And then after that, I copied the whole SOP regulations of the hostel, and we make a small fund of about 100,000, yeah, for six persons. And then we looked for a small place in Wanhua, Longshansi, in Longshan Temple, around Longshan Temple. A very ugly and dirty place, yeah. So the rent was very cheap, only like 9,000, but the place was big. We made some rooms and then we started the hostels. Like all IKEA, some of them are like second-hand stuff. That's why we went to we went to the street and we get some furniture and we did a nice little place. And then we started our business. And everything was going well. So, but yeah, again, this is illegal, yeah. Again, yeah. Because having like a Airbnb in Taiwan is illegal. You need to have like a time. You need to apply for a hotel in Taiwan. So we did this business we did it for like 1.5 years, about 2 years. Everything was going smooth. And then we had like many friends from other countries, yeah. So then the government came in and they said, no, this is illegal and you need to close, yeah. So they fined us a big fine, and then we closed the hostel. Yeah. From then on, from our experience, we noted the planning, the growth, the finance growth of this hostel, and then we created a business plan. And then we went to some very small-time investors that we look for in Taiwan, mainly Taipei. And then our next plan, third business. It's a hostel in Taipei main station. Maybe some of you know. The name is Mr. Lobster's secret name. No, it's a weird name. Yeah. So we then prepare this business again. Like we have the business plan this time, a better one, and then we went to some real estate small-time investors, mostly Taiwanese or in Taipei, that we met by some business meetings. There are many business meetings in Taipei that you can meet a lot of persons, including investors in Taipei. Yeah. And then we showed the plan. So the travel industry by that time, not like now, but by that time it was growing very fast because there was many tourists from other countries and also from mainland China coming to Taiwan. So the supply was not enough. So this was a very good investment idea for them. So we started the business, and we this hostel I had this hostel until 2019. Yeah, we sold it just 2 months because of COVID-19. Yeah, poor guy. And then another one is when I was doing the hostel business, we also did another one. It's a capsule hotel, also near Taipei main station. Also sold it near 2019. Yeah, not the same guy, another program. So the thing is, from what we were doing here, the whole travel business, we found out that, well, in order to gain international tourists, the best way of marketing is inviting international influencers, right? So we were like inviting a lot of international influencers to Taiwan. We just paid the flight, like from Indonesia, Japan, Korea, Thailand, Vietnam, everywhere. We paid the flight, they came here, we let them stay in a hostel for free. We also invited them to go to restaurant for free. Such a nice job, yeah. So, so we started at the same time international influencer agency. Okay, so gathering influencers from all around the world, mainly Asia. Yeah, let me check if this works. Oh, it doesn't work. Gathering influencers from many countries in Asia, and then make firstly doing marketing for our businesses, right? My hostel and my capsule hotel. Then we started sending them to other businesses in Taiwan. For example, one of our customers is Wangping Jifan. Wangping restaurant, they have many restaurants, right? Another customer is Xiangsi Tiantang Jifan. They have a restaurant called In Paradise. Right? It's in 101 inside, no, near 101. You can see 101 from there. And then we started having a lot of customers, like in Taipei, Taichung, everywhere where you have hotels, restaurants, resorts, yeah. So we were importing people from other countries, like 20 to 30 influencers per month coming to Taiwan and doing marketing. A lot of like human trafficking, right? So after that, the interesting thing is that we found out that we don't only need to do this for travel industry. We could do it also for exporting, right? So the influencers don't need to come to Taiwan. Maybe we are selling some stuff in Thailand, Indonesia, and you send your product to Indonesia, and you use the influencer in Indonesia to do marketing, right? So we also started doing marketing for other industries. So the influencers don't need to fly here, which is right now the main income of our company. And that's for the influencer agency that we were doing. And our sixth business, well, the video is not working, so after doing the influencer agency, we decided to maybe the thing we are doing, like attracting influencers from the country, moving them in the country, or sending products to other countries and marketing it with influencers in that country. Maybe we can create a system, a platform that does this automatically, right? And then this is our final company right now. What we are doing is like our platform tracks automatically influencers from other countries of our industry. For example, cosmetics, for example, travel, leisure, health, whatever. And our platform will invite the influencer automatically to them to join to our system, our platform. And then in our platform, our business will work with the influencers. And our platform will analyze the audience structure of the influencers. Okay, so by audience structure, I mean the fans structure of the influencers. How much male, female percentage, like age percentage, country funds percentage, interest. Our platform analyzes that automatically and shows the business, hey, do you like this influencer? Or maybe this one, no. So when they decide to work together, our platform match them automatically and they can sign contract over there. So that's the boring part. Okay. So in order to start this business, I started to join the startup world in Taiwan. So technology startup, there are many places you can go for free, and you can get many insights on startups in Taiwan. And I went to there and started learning how startups can get funding, right? Can get investors, angel investors. How do you start? How do you hire people? Learning from that, free, all free. You can go there. There are many free places like TSS, like Startboard. There are this kind of unit. And then we, because of this, our traction, we got like funded by the National Development Investment from the government, yeah, just recently. So, and that's what we've been doing, yeah. And today I'm here because, as I said, we are looking for many influencers across other countries. So Indonesia is one of them. So in the future, we might be needing, like, we might need talents from Indonesia, right? So you can see here, we have fan page from Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, all hiring like influencers abroad, right? Foreign. And that's what we are doing, partly of what we are doing right now. So usually when they come to our company, they will learn about marketing by influencers and how to analyze industry per country, like this. Yeah. And then you will learn how to execute like influencer marketing with keywords on the influencer, achieving like SEO like this. So that's for the restaurant I said in Paradise. We did it for Thai language and also we did it for Korean here. This is the neighbor, the Korean search engine. Yeah. And that's about the mentions per day created by the influencers of our customers. Some of our customers. And, yeah. So, what today I want to share is that I started also like a foreign student in Taiwan. 5 minutes, okay. A foreign student in Taiwan. And the thing is that we have a disadvantage when we are here compared to Taiwanese, right? Like Michael said. So you need to spend a lot of time and a lot of focus on searching resources in Taiwan that are free. And there are many resources that are free. And they will show you, point you the direction in which you can go and search. And there are many investors, and mostly angel investors, that if you search right, you can get in their circle. And once you get in the circle, you can start tracking your traction. Like maybe from up, but obviously you have to have some industry experience before that. Okay. So that's basically my presentation. And in the future, if you have any questions, you can look for me in LinkedIn, here, Alex Ma, or just by the QR code or our fan page in each country. Thank you.
I believe that most of us here have a dream to become leader on our own, whether it's to start a new business here in Taiwan or even back home in Indonesia. So we should let us learn a little bit from Startboard and maybe get some information on how we should be able to start our own business, our career ahead. So let's welcome the Deputy Marketing Director of Startboard, Mr. Willy Hu.
Hello everyone, and I'm Willy. I'm from Startboard, and I worked for Startboard for almost like 2 years ago. So before I started, I want to do some survey. So if you are freshman, can you raise your hand? Freshman? No? Okay, one. Oh, here are freshmen. And the second grade. Okay, cool. And the juniors grade. Seniors. Okay. I have some questions for the seniors grades. So, do you have any plan to stay in Taiwan instead of like working or having a startup? Still didn't know. Okay, cool. So we are Startboard, and we are like incubators focused on the Asian or Indian countries to support them to stay in Taiwan for starting their own business or even finding like start jobs in Taiwan. So we started at 2017. So we are focused on the Asians and Indian startups. So we can provide them some resources to support them to stay in Taiwan for their own business and recruit their own talents. So our core values will be like we specialize to like support this kind of like startup team to stay in Taiwan or even expand their business to other South Asian countries or Indians. And this is our team, and I'll be one of them, so it's not so important. So let's talk about the trends first. For the international students, right now they're like the foreign students from South Asia's countries. It begins from like 59K since 2009. So it increased almost like 6 times for before the 2019. So it's kind of like trend for the like South Asian students to stay in Taiwan for studies or even for finding jobs in Taiwan. And for entrepreneurs, did anyone hear about a policy called New Southbound policies before? No, no one. It's like new policy for Taiwanese governments to support the even the South Asian students, entrepreneurs, company to encourage them to stay in Taiwan for their own like business, to studies, to make Taiwan better. So this is the new like policy for Taiwanese government. So if you are from the new southbound policies countries like Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, so this kind of policies can support you to stay in Taiwan more smoothly. So this is the reasons why the entrepreneurs increased almost 1 times before in 2019. And so let's talk about the barriers for the foreign entrepreneurs who want to start your own business in Taiwan. So like Mike said, you need to figure out how to apply your own visas. So if you want to have your jobs in Taiwan, you need to figure out can your employer can provide you the working visas, or if you want to do a startup, can you provide you your own visa, which means called the entrepreneur visas. So this will be the first question for the foreign talents who want to stay in Taiwan. So, and the second one will be if you want to start your own business, maybe you need to find your office or your partners in Taiwan. So how can I connect those kind of resources in Taiwan? So this one will be the much more difficult because not everyone can speak Chinese. So let's do another survey. Can anyone speak very good Chinese here? No? Really? You don't raise your hand? You can speak very good Chinese. Okay. Okay. So, but most of you can understand Chinese. You can communicate in Chinese. So this one will be your big advantage for you to stay in Taiwan. I'll talk about later why this will be a big advantage. And if you are foreigners, your registered companies process will be different because of the capitals. Like Mike said, capitals you need to figure out how much capital you need and how much networking you need to build up. So for the capitals, you need to be reviewed by the Taiwanese government because the money laundering laws in Taiwan will be a little bit serious about for the money came from abroad. So it will be a challenge for you for set up a company. So this is the reasons why I'm here to guide you to how to set up companies or having your own jobs in Taiwan. And the last questions will be because all of you came from Indonesia, so maybe you don't know more details about the Taiwanese market. So if your business model work in Indonesia, but if you didn't do the localize, maybe it won't fit in Taiwanese market. So it will become a big barrier for you to create the revenues for you in Taiwanese market. So those barriers will be for the foreigners talents for entrepreneurs who want to stay in Taiwan. So what kind of service we can provide to the foreign entrepreneurs? So for the first ones will be the entrepreneur visas. Like Mike said, if you are foreign startups, you need to provide you your own visas. So entrepreneur visas can provide you the 1 year period to stay in Taiwan. And if in the first years you reach the standards, you can extend your visa for another years. And the second one will be the government resource, Alex says. You need to find different kind of resource in Taiwan. So governments will be one of their channels for you to finding a resource. Because the new southbound policies in Taiwan. Governments provide a lot of stock plans or subsidies for the foreign staff to stay in Taiwan, to encourage them to invest their own monies in Taiwan and create better ecosystems for startups. And the third one, co-working space, we collaboration with some co-working space in Taiwan. So if you have ideas for start your own business, this co-working space can provide you office, even companies registrations in Taiwan. And the consultings or the events, this kind of events, we just want to sharing our core values for the foreign students and give you some tips or hints to encourage you to stay in Taiwan. And why not having your own startup, and why not to find the jobs in Taiwan? It's not so difficult. So the consultants will be we can sharing what kind of standards you need to be met for become the entrepreneurs or having jobs in Taiwan. And the partners or talents will be we collaboration with some human resource bank and startups. Maybe they are recruiting their own talents into their own teams. So maybe we can give you some like job opportunity for you to stay in Taiwan. Okay, so let's talk about the visas. So like Mike said, if you want to start your business in Taiwan, entrepreneur visas will become the, I would say, like only solutions for you to stay in Taiwan. So let's talk about the standards. The standard will be if you are like teams or companies or even individuals, you need to meet one of these standards. So the first one will be you need to be invested by the foreign or international VCs or local VCs at least $2 million dollars. So and the second one will be you need to be joined by a kind of like global incubation boards. So this one is not so common, so I directly move on to the third one. The third one will be if you're like business related to any kind of technology or sort of products, you can apply for the like invention patents or design patents to give you this kind of endorsement for you to apply the entrepreneur visas. And the fourth one will be the join one of the incubators or accelerators programs in Taiwan. The incubator or accelerator can provide you the certificate to apply the entrepreneur visas. And the 5 and 6 one is not so common, so we can just ignore them. So the easy one will be the fourth one, because in Taiwan there's a lot of like incubators or accelerators like Alex and maybe TSS, even me, even us. So like we can provide you the certificate to apply the entrepreneur visas for 1 year. So this one will be the solution for your own visas. And the advantage for the entrepreneur visas will be you don't need to set up your company first. You can apply the entrepreneur visas first. After you can, before you set up your companies. And if your teams have like at least up to 3 people, you can apply as a team. You don't need to apply as an individual one. So if your teams have like 3 people, you can apply as a team. So you only need to prepare one document. And the fourth one will be this entrepreneur visa is a type of like resident visa. So it also can provide you the ARC, so you can create your bank accounts, you can like rent a house in Taiwan. And 5 and 6 will be the other advantage for the entrepreneur visas. The 5 will be if you have ARC, you can also apply a company bank accounts in Taiwan. And the 6, did anyone have kids? No, right? So this one is not so common, but if you have kids or wife or husbands, you can bring them from Indonesia to Taiwan. So this one is the, I'll say the biggest advantage for you to apply the entrepreneur visas, because not every visas can have this kind of like advantage. And also talking about the resource, we collaboration with some like enterprise medias or even the embassies in Taiwan. So if some of the stars have any kind of question, maybe we can have some research to connect, to make to create a bridge with this kind of association, even foundations in Taiwan. Okay, and not every like foreigners have the experience for starting your own business. So we added a book called Entrepreneur Manuals. You can find these soft copies in our official website. It's totally free. So in this manuals, we combine a lot of like how to set up companies in Taiwan, how to apply the visas, and how to find the investors, and some kind of related to your like tax, legal issues, and how to do your like financial works in Taiwan. Okay. And also we just want to promote this kind of book to others like associations or even like government office. So these pictures will be we visit the president office. Have you been there before? Yeah. Okay. So we just want to share our experience and information to the staff in president office, so they can put this book in the president office. So maybe if there's some foreigners who like visit the office, they can give us some like information to them. And also we in last years, we got our certificates related to the international incubators, which endorsement by SMEA, Small Medium Enterprise Associations. So we have the qualified to apply the entrepreneur visas, employment gold cards, or working visas for the staffs or even the workers in Taiwan. And the last one will be the bonus one, because not everyone want to stay in Taiwan for starts. So maybe finding jobs will be one of your solutions. So did anyone knows not every Taiwanese companies can hire foreign stars because they need to meet this kind of standards. If your companies are domestic companies in Taiwan, if they are established for less than 1 year, their capital need to be above 5 million dollars. It's the standards. And if they are more than 1 year, there's like what it calls export revenues need to be above 10 million new Taiwanese dollars. So it seems like a little bit hard to hire the foreign employees. And some people will ask which kind of like channels we can find the jobs in Taiwan. The most common one will be the human resource bank, like 101 or 104. But those kind of banks are in Chinese versions, so not everyone can easily to understand Chinese. So the second one, I would say channels will be the star job boards. These two star job boards are all in English. So if anyone want to join the startups, you can visit this kind of like websites. One is called All Hands Taiwan, and the last ones will be the curators like Alex6, and also the Cake Resumes. And the last one will be social media platforms. We met a lot of like foreigners to find the jobs in Taiwan, and they find the jobs through the Facebook or LinkedIn. So keep prepares your resumes or CVs in those kind of social medias. Maybe you can find your suitable jobs in Taiwan. And the next slides. For the international students who graduate in Taiwan, you need to meet this kind of criteria, new scoring criteria. Did anyone heard about this kind of criteria before? Of you, right? Okay, because this is the standard for the foreign students who want to have jobs in Taiwan. So do you know how many scores you need to get for these criteria? At this 70. Yeah. You need to reach at least 70 points for having a job. If you did not reach 70 points, you cannot find, I'll say, any jobs in Taiwan. And the most important thing is language. Like Chinese, if you can speak Chinese very fluent, you can visit I'll say, some kind of university to have some exams. They can provide you the certificates. So if you're like Chinese are very fluent, you got like 30 points already. And you graduate from the bachelor's degree, you got 10. So you already got like 40s right now. And there are another of like category for new scoring criteria. So you can find this kind of information in workforce agencies. So if you want to find jobs in Taiwan, you need to make sure you get 70 points for this kind of criteria. So I'll say that's it. So if you have any kind of question related to startups or finding a job, welcome to contact with me or even maybe leave the message on Slidos. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Willy. So